This is Transformers Movie 1 Barricade in all of its three versions in the deluxe class, the original one, the premium series, and the Recon Barricade. Um, and at the back is my knockoff Barricade. Just show him off so I can get rid of him. Um, he is the transformation is a Legends class Legends class figure, but he is in a deluxe class size. Got him for like $1.50, $1.50. I mean, I don't think I don't think you could lose with that amount of money. I mean, there's some loose joints here and there. The plastic quality is pretty hard, but it's really a cheap kind. But it's pretty hard and pretty solid. Paint job's not that bad. I mean, it's got a good face, and yeah, it's pretty stable. Good figure. Good figure to just pose on the shelf. The transformation is pretty neat, pretty compact. I'll show him in alt mode later, but just so you can see him here right now. There he is, my knockoff Barricade. Okay. I normally don't get repaints. If I do, they'd have to be a really pretty good repaint. I only really just had the original Barricade. This was one of the first Transformers figures I had. The movie came out in June of 2007. My wife and I were on honeymoon in Seattle with my brother. And my brother took us to the movies, and we saw the first movie. And he said, I gotta get me a Barricade, right? I could not find him in any of the Toys R Us out there. So my brother, well, he works for Amazon, ordered one for me. Luckily there was still stock, and I got him for about $11. Out here in Manila, a regular deluxe figure sells for about $14, and that was a pretty sweet deal for a very rare figure. And I can tell you now, Barricade is one of the most sought after figures and toys here in Manila. It's a big chase figure, if you ask me. He's very much of a chase figure, especially now that the deluxe figures have gone on clearance. And I got him and the Recon Barricade in the premium series for $6 each. So $12. I mean, both of them are worth one regular deluxe figure. And I could not be happier. I mean, for $6, I wouldn't mind getting another one. Right? If I see him again, I'd probably get another one, just so I can keep one in the packaging. But he's very hard to come by. I had to wait, like when the mall opened, the first hour of delivery at Toys R Us and Toy Kingdom, I had to just wait for him because he is gone in the first hour, this premium Barricade. I got him just before Christmas, also in the same stores that sell him on clearance, and it's pretty sweet. So I wouldn't recommend you getting all three Barricades. If you already have one, whether it be the Recon Barricade or the original Barricade or the premium series, you can do with one. You don't need to get all three of them. It's just that he's such a cool figure, and if you're a big fan, you might as well go out and get the others, right? And I happen to like Barricade. I think he was a kick-ass, badass figure back in the movie. That's why there's so much appeal for him. He's a great car. He's got a great car alt mode, saline, police car. He was just great in the movie, and I guess part of the reason why people want him is because of his persona. And the toy is not that bad. I mean, it has its flaws, but it's a pretty good alt mode, pretty good bot mode, as well as alt mode, right? So let me just talk about each of the figures in detail. Again, as I said, if you have one of these Barricades, you don't need to get the other one. For instance, these two Barricades. If you excuse me, if you can just get one of them, that'll be fine. You don't need to go out on a limb and hunt down this guy if you already have him, or this guy if you already have him, because they're basically the same. If you can see him here in the video, this guy just has more silver and has a lighter shade of metallic purple right here. Everything else is the same. In fact, I personally like the head sculpt on this guy more than this guy, because he looks... I'm not sure which one is more movie accurate, but I think there's just way too much silver on this guy than gold on this guy. I like the very simple, minimalist sculpt paint application on this head. Just gold and black with red piping. This guy is just, he looks like a character from the Masters of the Universe, He-Man. He looks more of like from the movie. So that's probably the main difference I have about these figures, main issues. So I definitely like the detailing on this guy because he has more silver, but this one is not bad. I mean, I could do with this because I like the clear, transparent windows. This one has painted, tinted ones. I'm not too sure I like that, but nevertheless, they both look good in the detailing on them, both in alt mode and robot mode is just great. Right. Okay. Just put that to the side. Talk about this figure. People didn't really like Recon Barricade, primarily because of the gray plastic molding. I think it's fine. Um, Complements the blue very well. The one thing I will not recommend is the Legends class Recon Barricade. That, which is what my knockoff is patterned after. Do not get that, even if it's on clearance for $3. I mean, maybe if I didn't have anything to buy, I would, but that figure is just horrible. It's too small and you can't really appreciate it that much. If you already have him, then I guess it's fine, but don't go out and buy him. You look for these guys. The deluxe is the way to go for Barricade. Let me just talk about one last thing about this guy. There's very little paint on him, which kind of sucks, but I like the head. It reminds me of Shadow Blade Megatron from the animated line, and I mean, it's a nice touch. It's like a daytime Barricade, if there was such a thing. So I got him second, and I got the premium third. So I mean, for $6, I didn't think I'd lose out on that. A few metallic paints here and there, but other than that, he's pretty cool. So let me just talk about the articulation quickly for these figures. They're all the same. They all have this gimmick, this launching arm. I think it's a lame, cheesy gimmick. I mean, pretty flimsy, if you ask me. I might have liked it if the arm actually launched instead of just dangled like that. But you know, even without a gimmick, this figure will sell. So I think it was absolutely unnecessary that Hasbro put this. Um, kind of hoping that Takara would redo Barricade, but for a Henkei version or something, but they probably won't. Barricade initially was I think it was a military vehicle. Not sure it was a police vehicle, but it's a good touch that it's become a police car. Articulation is very good. Because of the transformation, you can move the shoulders in and out. He's got a ball joint here, which makes for good articulation, and a ratchet hinge joint on his elbows. The only problem I have is he doesn't have a bicep joint, which allows you to move the arm in and out, but that's fine. And he's got so many things on his arm that it's so difficult to get him into good pose. He's got all the wheels on his arms, two of the wheels on each arm, and well, you know, it's the first time I'm not used to having all the wheels on one part of the body. Usually in G1 they'd have some of the wheels on the feet or at the back, or Universe, but they have him here. Pretty alien looking, but it does hinder a lot of articulation. Also, the other thing I'm going to mention is his joints. His ball joints are pretty loose. The ankle ball joints are loose. The hips ball joints are pretty loose. But everything else is tight. Knee joints are tight. He does not have head articulation, which is kind of a drag, and hips articulation because of the transformation. And because he doesn't have those joints, it's very hard to pose him. The only way you can pose him is front view. You know, I'm a big posability freak, as you've seen in my other videos, and it's difficult to get him in other poses because he can't turn his head. And that kind of sucks for me, but nevertheless, it's still a good figure. I mean, I wouldn't mind posing him in front view because of his personality. One last thing I'm going to say is that he's like Jazz, the movie Jazz. The chest meets immediately with a crotch piece, and I wish they could have extended it to have a little more abs and middle chest so that he'd look more proportioned, but they didn't. He's like, that's why I'm not too hot about the Jazz figure. I do have the premium Jazz and the G1 repaint Jazz, but I wish they could have put more abs on this guy. All in all, it's a wonderful, wonderful figure. You can display him in bot mode or alt mode, any which way you like. He is great, and if you can find him on clearance, please just get him. It's very hard to get this guy. Stay tuned for part 2. We'll talk about transformation then. Thanks.